Okay, good morning, Ty. Following on from our last lesson on Darwin's finches, today we're going to look at natural selection, but more specifically bird beaks and the different types of bird beaks that there are. Can you tell me, what are some different birds that you see around every day?
A crow.
Yeah, what does a crow eat?
It's a scavenger,
Mhm.
so it eats leftovers from humans.
Yeah, what else could a crow eat?
It could probably eat worms out of the ground or ants or
Yeah.
whatever it can find.
What's another type of bird that you see every day?
Like a magpie.
Yep. What does a magpie eat?
I think worms, bugs that it can find. I think it digs with its beak. So
Yep. What are some birds other than a magpie and a crow that you don't see every day, but you know they eat something a bit different than worms?
an eagle.
An eagle? Yep. What does an eagle eat?
An eagle eats fish
Mm-hmm.
because it needs a lot more.
To survive, it needs a
Yeah.
lot more. Yep.
Wisdom.
Have you seen an eagle fly down into a field and get rats? That's something that a lot of eagles do. They have really sharp talons and they fly down and they get rats.
Yeah.
Are all beaks the same? Looking at the different birds that you mentioned, a crow, a magpie, and an eagle, are their beaks the same?
No.
Why do you think they're not the same?
Because they have to eat different food and they need their beaks for the type of food that they eat.
Yeah, definitely. So what we're going to do now is we're going to look at these 4 different types of birds and beaks. They also have 4 different food types down the side here. So we're going to have a look at all the options that are here. Which bird would suit the different food types? So for the first one, we'll do this together. This one here is a hummingbird. Do you know what hummingbirds eat?
No.
Hummingbirds have a long, thin beak because they get the inside of the flower. They eat all the seeds from the inside as well as the pollen and the nectar. So what we're going to do, we're going to draw a line from the hummingbird to the flower. In this little line here, we're going to write D. So this bird here eats number D, the flowers, but we've also drawn a line. See if you can have a go at doing the rest on your own. Okay, why did you match the eagle with the fish? That's the first one that you did. Why did you match those together?
Because it's the biggest food and obviously the bird's bigger than all of the others and it probably needs more food than them.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Looking at the beak shapes, what did you know that the eagle would be the one to eat the fish, looking at its beak?
it's kind of sharp so it can pierce probably fish's skin.
Yep. So you know it's sharp, it's really big, looks very strong.
Yeah.
Yep, what about this one here? You did this one to the ants. How do you know?
Because it has a long skinny beak.
Mm-hmm.
It could probably put its beak in the ground and probably eat ants.
Yep, what else could it eat if it eats ants?
Worms.
Worms, yep, so it's got a long skinny beak for digging around to get the ants and the worms. This one here you've matched with the seeds. Why have you done that?
Because it looks like it has a short, strong beak that could crack nuts open.
Yep.
And seeds and that.
So have you noticed that each one of these birds have a different shape of beak? They have different strengths for the different foods that they eat. So do you think that any of these birds could survive in each other's environments? Maybe. What I'll get you to do, I'll get you to write it down in your book. If there's any of the birds that could survive in each other's environments, have a think. We can just do bird 1, 2, 3, and 4. So have a look in your book. Write if any of these birds could survive in each other's environments based on what you've said that they eat. So you've got number 4 and number 2. So the hummingbird and the bird that eats the ants. So the ants and the flowers, do you think they would be in the same sort of environment?
Yeah, because like ants probably like hang around flowers and like plants and that.
In the gardens. Do you think that the eagle could survive in the hummingbird's environment where there's lots of plants and flowers? Do you think the eagle would survive there?
Well, yeah, it might if there's like mice.
There's mice, rabbits.
Gardens, yeah.
Yep, anything like that. What about the bird that eats the seeds?
Yeah, because like if there's like plants, they might drop seeds. It could probably.
Yep, a lot of plants that have fruits, they drop seeds or they have seeds inside the fruits. Excellent. So you believe that some of these birds would survive in each other's environments?
Yeah.
Have you noticed that the beak shapes are all different in all of these birds?
Yeah, they all have their unique type.
Yep, they all have a unique type of beak. Okay, write down for me any other bird beak shapes that you think could help any of these other birds for the different foods. So what's another shape of beaks out of these ones here that might help this bird to eat the fish? What would you change his beak to? What would you make number 1's beak to make it be able to eat the fish? Excellent, you'd make it sharper. What about if the hummingbird was going to eat the fish? What would you do to his beak? Thicker? Yep. Could also make it stronger and thicker. Excellent. So do you think that if the hummingbird was living near the ocean, do you think that he would survive?
Probably not, because there's not a lot of plants at the beach and.
Not a lot of plants at the beach. So would the hummingbird have to adapt to be able to survive? What would he adapt?
He could probably the hummingbird could probably find a way to eat something different, maybe like ants or.
Yeah.
Like he could scavenge for other food that's there.
He also might, looking at what we did on Darwin's finches, he might change the shape of his beak so that he can get something a lot easier. So maybe he would need to survive on ants. So would he need such a long and thin beak if he was eating ants?
He probably wouldn't, but his beak is kind of the same as number 4 that eats ants.
It's just not quite as long, is it?
Yeah.
So he might adapt and make his beak a bit shorter in thousands of years. So would that happen straight away?
No.
Would he just be able to choose what size beak?
After generations, it would probably happen.
Excellent.